I hope you've had your coffee, because it's time for Crypto Bros to be Crypto Bros. What's going on in the world of cryptocurrency today on this fine 4:30 a.m. In a very hot and humid place? Yearn Protocol transfers all assets to FTX bankruptcy team. Never heard of Yearn Protocol? What have you done that for? Well, they announced it had been acquired by Alameda Research so that Alameda could, quote, help accelerate the decentralization of the project. Now, how did they help the decentralization of the project? Well, what they did was take all their stuff, go and gamble it, lose it all, not tell anybody, commit massive amounts of fraud, and then go bankrupt. So I guess they did help decentralization, because if nobody's got anything, then nobody's in control of anything, are they? So there's no centralized power controlling the money when there is no money. Now the Yearn team has announced that they have transferred all assets on the Yearn protocol to the FTX debtors, cold storage wallets for safeguarding. Seifu with Sifu. The announcement mentioned possible shutdowns of infrastructure and systems, possibly referring to Yearn's plans announced shortly after the FTX collapse to, quote, move on from Alameda by launching Yearn 2.0 and sunsetting the 1.0 version. However, there's been little public evidence that Yearn 2.0 has been progressing. Why would you not trust Yearn 2.0? I mean, they did real good with your money, right? They trusted in Alameda. They got fucking wrecked. Nicole Beaman pumps and dumps. There were mistakes made in a wallet that I controlled. I saw this on Twitter, and it's just another classic case of only in cryptocurrency, baby. New passive voice Hall of Fame contender just dropped. There were mistakes made in a wallet that I controlled. You would think someone who got their start as a writer might know better. Writer, journalist, and now Web3 influencer Nicole Beaman, I love Web3 influencers personally, helped pump Dogecoin founder Billy Marcus's new free-to-mint blocky Doge 3 NFT project. Why is that a sentence that's just come out of my mouth? Pump Dogecoin founder Billy Marcus new free-to-mint blocky Doge 3 NFT. That sounds like I'm speaking in tongues. That sounds like I'm trying to summon some kind of fucking malevolent beast. Do I check over my shoulder? Is it coming? Is the blocky Doge coming? I mean, look at it. Look at it. What am I doing, bro? Why am I even awake for this? They wrote on Twitter, no roadmap or utility. I'm in. Eye emoji. And talking it up on large Twitter spaces, a wallet belonging to her then received 250 NFTs from Marcus early on, then dumped around 220 of the NFTs on the market all at once, tanking the secondary market price while earning her around 20 ETH, $38,000. Ooh, baby, I do love a little bit of undisclosed fucking ched. This is illegal. Hopefully you get banned. At the moment, the NFTs are selling for an average of 0.031 ETH a piece, $59. After being found out, because of course you got found out, the blockchain don't lie, just like Shakira's hips, bringing that one back for the boys. She wrote on Twitter that, quote, there were mistakes made in a wallet that I controlled, but claimed that she had tried to make it up by returning the profits and buying up low-priced NFTs. The wallet that is mine, verifiably, and I admittedly control, made errors. Do I admit that I did it? No. It was just errors in a wallet I control. Who did it? Not going to tell you. Definitely not me, though. I didn't commit the crime. Your Honor, I did not murder this man. There was just a malfunction in the fingers that I control that pulled the trigger. Who did it? Nobody will ever know. And of course, after this mistake happened with the fingers that I control and the person died, I tried to clean up after. So, you know, what more can we say? I'm a good person. Obviously a ridiculous extreme, but you know how hyperbole works. How the last 24 hours went down was not cool, and I'm doing my best to rectify the situation, she wrote. Listening, learning, moving forward. Shortly afterwards, she was removed from an NFT 100 list that published only days prior by NFT Now for what they described as violations of their ethics policy. Do you even have an ethics policy if you're NFT 100? But I do love that you, as an adult, need to listen and learn to move forward from things that a fucking child would be able to tell you. No, it's not cool, is it? Pretend to be into something, get massive undisclosed amounts of stuff behind the scenes, dump them on people who bought in, potentially some of them based on, for whatever reason, the influence of a crypto NFT influencer. Oh no, there's been another exploit. Yearn Finance, a bug in the token issued by the Yearn Finance decentralized finance protocol, resulted in a loss that has been estimated at around 11.6 million. An attacker was able to use a $10,000 USDT deposit to mint more than 1.2 quadrillion Yearn USDT, a wrapped version of the Tether USDT stablecoin. Losses were limited somewhat by the fact that only older versions of the Yearn protocol were vulnerable to the bug, and the version had been frozen since December 2022. So how was it possible to be exploited then? The attacker began swapping tokens out for other stablecoins shortly after the exploit, moving them into lending projects like Aave and laundering them through the Tornado Cash cryptocurrency mixer. It's back! I knew it. I'd not checked, but I saw this on Twitter a while back that Tornado Cash is back. There were early concerns that Aave itself was impacted by an exploit, but it was later clarified that Aave had simply been used to swap the tokens involved in the Yearn exploit and did not appear to itself be vulnerable. This is not the first exploit involving Yearn Finance, which was hacked for 11 million in 2021, and which lost around 1.4 million in connection to the massive, people tell me this is pronounced Euler, finance attack the month prior. Oh baby, it's another one. NFT collector Franklin claims to have been scammed for 2,000 ETH, aka $4.2 million. Franklin, aka Franklin is bored. Of course, he's bored because he's a bored ape. Has come to be known as one of the most prolific collectors of bored apes. At times, he's held more than 50 of the NFTs, and he can often be spotted snapping up cheap apes. Imagine that as sentence 10 years ago. However, on April 13th, he sold quite a few of his collection. He disclosed on Twitter that, quote, due to an unfortunate IRL issue, I've had to sell off a lot of Bored Ape Yacht Club apes to pay off Bend DAO loans while the liquidity was available. I'm sorry to hear, mate, that does suck, regardless of as much as I'm going to laugh at shit like this. People going through IRL issues and financial issues, obviously not a laughing matter in general. He'd recently sold 27 of the Bored Apes. He later wrote, I got rug pulled on an investment I put almost 2,000 ETH into, thinking it was credible due to who else was invested, not naming anyone for privacy reasons. Someone used our cash to build a casino gambling Ponzi and flushed it down the drain. Please learn any lessons possible from this. 2,000 ETH is around 4.23 million at today's ETH prices. Man, that's got to fucking burn. But at the same time, can I really feel bad for somebody losing money when they were trying to invest in a casino? I'm not really big into gambling myself. I don't really like it. I think it generally ruins people's lives. Of course, I do believe that adults should be able to do what adults want to do. But at the same time, I grew up in a house with a gambling addict, somebody who was addicted to gambling and ruined a lot of my childhood, fucked up my family, ruined my family's finances, and was the source of a lot of, hardship throughout my life. So obviously I have a bias here. When I see gambling, I think, fuck anybody investing in gambling, but that's just me. People immediately began to speculate about what the project he could be referring to. Some wondered if perhaps he was trying to cover up losses on the Rollbit crypto casino, which he was known to use, and where he could be observed on-chain depositing more than 6,000 ETH, 12.7 million, since the beginning of the year alone. God damn. This dude's a fucking baller. This dude's got some money. Later in the day, he wrote in another tweet, for partial transparency, my personal profit and loss of my Rollbit gambles is about 650 ETH total. So yes, I lost a lot of money myself on Rollbit, but that didn't require me to sell off today. At today's price of 650 ETH is around 1.375 million. So it makes sense that somebody who's big into crypto is also, from what he looks like, a degenerate gambler. Obviously, the dude's wealthy if he's got this sort of money to be throwing into gambling. 12.7 mil, losing $11 million by the look of that. But yeah, that's a fucking roughie. I never want to see somebody addicted to gambling, even if I think that the investing in crypto and stuff is a little bit silly at times. So hopefully lessons learned here. He expressed that he would be taking a break from NFT trading and social media following the incident. I won't get involved in NFT trading and Twitter for a while, and we'll just focus on my private life for the time being with my remaining apes. Yeah, it's another roughie. It's another roughie. BitTrue crypto exchange hacked for 23 million. Oh, it's another one. Oh my god, and there's another one right after. It's the daily hack. The daily cryptocurrency hack. BitTrue crypto exchange hacked for 23 millis. The Singapore-based BitTrue crypto exchange suffered a hack on April 14th in which attackers siphoned tokens, including ETH, Shiba Inu. Not the Shibas. Did they get any Doges? Oh, they got some Matic for the Polygon network. Altogether, the stolen funds were estimated around 23 mil. BitTrue didn't release details on how the attack had been achieved, but explained that one of their hot wallets had been impacted. They announced that they would be pausing withdrawals for several days as they investigated the incident, and that they would be compensating affected users. Good. At least if you are a profitable business that has a bunch of money, take it on the chin, give the people their money back. Don't let your incompetence affect people who trusted you. But then again, I will say, if you're investing in something and they get hacked, they lose people's money, even if they give it you back, at that point, you've got a choice to make. Do I trust these people anymore? It's all cool if, for instance, they get hacked and they say, hands up, it was bad, and we're giving you your money back. It's cool when companies take accountability and things like that, and that can maybe strengthen a trust in them. But at the same time, it did still happen. So you then do have to make a decision. Do I keep my money here? Do I go elsewhere? But at this point, it would be hard to find a cryptocurrency exchange that hasn't been hacked. Unless, of course, everyone goes and puts their money on Binance, which is currently in a civil issue, maybe in a criminal issue in terms of the CEO and high-ranking executives. And then, of course, having a monopoly in any sense, in any business, is not good. So you probably do want to support other cryptocurrency exchanges if you are in the space, because monopoly bad. 100 Finance exploited for 7.4 millis. An attacker was able to manipulate the exchange rate between tokens and their interest-bearing equivalents on the 100 Finance system on the Optimism Layer 2 network, ultimately siphoning around 7.4 million from the project. I know what some of these words mean, but I don't know what the fuck 100 Finance is. I don't know what an Optimism Layer 2 is. I know what a Layer 2 is. 100 Finance announced that they were trying to communicate with the attacker to try and convince them to return some of the funds. Please give me back me coins. This was not the first exploit to impact 100 Finance. In March 2022, both 100 Finance and Agave Finance were targeted with a flash loan attack by an attacker who stole a total of 12 million from the two projects. Crazy. That I never would have expected that. That it happened to them once and then happened to them again. A company called 100 Finance. Maybe they're going for 100 financial fucking exploits. Who knows? If so, they've got 98 left to go. We'll see if they get there. There we go. That's the last 5 days in cryptocurrency. As you can see, lots of millies, lots of apes, lots of exploits, hacks, and some degenerate gambling. Some of my favorite things. So thanks for watching as always. See you next time. Peace out.